My name is Sam Braden, and I'm working with Eric Peterson. We're on Team 48, and we're here to tell you about LuerLight. So LuerLight is the new standard for safe infusion therapy in hospitals, clinics, and all around the country, including home therapies as well. So the business case, really the niche that we're filling, is that CLABSIs, or central line associated bloodstream infections, attribute to over 25,000 deaths annually. This is 25,000 people that have come into our hospitals to receive treatment and are being killed by the therapies that we are giving them. So it's a big deal. Cost in these hospitals surpassed $5 billion in 2012, and this is all non-recoverable, non-reimbursable expenses that these hospitals are incurring. The reason this is a big deal is due to the changing healthcare atmosphere that we're in. It's no longer about creating devices that will make more money for the hospital. The new direction is more about cost savings and finding ways to reduce costs and reduce expenses for the hospital, and that's where profits are going to be coming from. So what we're going to do is we're going to be saving this money that is costing the hospitals these expenses. So LuerLight, it's a simple solution to a big problem. Essentially what it does is it uses existing UV technology which hospitals have been working through and trying to implement for years into a simple pen light that has significant value. So it's basically process plus product equals your solution. So not only does it improve on the current technology that they've tried to employ in the past but failed, but it changes the way that it's used. It puts it in the hands of the nurses and the frontline technicians who are working directly with patient care where these infections are starting. So we have identified already a light manufacturer who's waiting on our final design for the engineer. We've identified the costs, and we have already determined exactly what our expense will be and what we'll be able to charge for our product. Our business development and strategy, as highlighted here, is our cost structure objective is to get FOB at a total cost of $14 per device, which we'll then have a sales price at $189, which will still allow our purchaser, mainly the hospitals, to still have a 50% reduction in cost even with this expense of our light. Basically what we'll be doing is we'll be using plastic tips, which will be disposable, that we're able to manufacture for less than a cent per plastic tip and sell those in bulk. And then our pen light that we'll be using is compatible with other additional tips as well that they're going to be able to use for sterilizing, connecting devices in all types of infusion therapy. So what is the light? How is it going to do this? Essentially what we've taken is the pen light model, which is easy to carry, easy to transfer around for the nurses who will be using it, and then we've adopted the model of a thin, it's basically a polycarbon that's been fluoridized so that UV light can transmit through it. And these disposable tips essentially work the same way as the thermometer that they use on either you or your kids or family members when you go into the clinic to take your temperature. Only instead of taking the probe on the light and putting it into your ear to take your temperature, they're simply putting it over the infusion connector right there to then sterilize it to kill any bacteria that may be remaining on it. And so essentially the casing, the pen light here, has the UV bulb inside. It emits the light onto the connected IV fusion line connector to then sterilize it. And the best part is it doesn't take any longer than the current methods. It takes 10 seconds to completely sterilize the tip, and then they're able to hook up their therapies, to push their meds, do whatever they need to do.